we do get Modred, and one of the things that I did in terms of twisting things around was, because I eventually made Arthur, his sisters Morgause and Morgan, are the children of the Fisher King. And so, as I had mentioned in some earlier talks, I used the mythos of the green children of Woolpit, these kids that came out of a cave that from an unlit land who were sort of greenish in tinge, and I made the three siblings wandering out. And we get the idea that the Fisher King's kingdom is, and I forget the name of the kingdom now, but it is that kingdom of semi-twilight up in Scotland where it's always dark and stormy. And for children who are just 4, 3, 5, and 6, I think, or 7 were the ages of the three kids, it makes sense for them to make up these kinds of tales. And so Arthur is of royal birth. He's just not the true lineal descendant for the King of England. And we get instead of Modred being Arthur's bastard son, I make him actually the son of Arthur's father, which would have been Uther Pendragon. So I make Uther Pendragon not Arthur's father. So Modred then, in this world, his hatred of Arthur is more just, because Modred has found out that he's truly the lineal descendant, and so he by law and by rights should be the king. Whereas in other versions, he's just a usurper who wants power. Well, here he still wants power, but now he has the legitimate claim, and so he's partly right. He's just going about it in a totally psychotic and psychopathic fashion. And so he ends up killing off Dagonet. I think Sir Bors ends up dead. So the final of the three questers, the Grail questers, is dead. We get a little bit. We find out a little bit of, I think, what happened to Tristan and Isolde. We hear that also Lancelot has either gone mad or he's back in France, and I think he might end up dead too. And so it's just about resolving not only the previous 4 plays, but also again making better the whole Arthurian mythos and making it make a little bit more sense. Because what happened over the course of centuries was each writer would come along and they would change this aspect or that aspect of a thing. So you ended up with, instead of a cohesive coming together, if you think about like something like the Maslow's pyramid of need, instead of starting off with many threads and having them all head towards the top of the pyramid into a point that conjoins, instead you had things just going off in different directions, which would be fine if they made a lot of sense. And you're trying to portray a real life the way real life is. But that's not the way Arthurian mythos was. It was just a lot of individual writers totally ignoring things, making shit up, adding new stuff, which again would be fine if it worked, but most of the times it didn't work. So here I'm trying to just sort of get everything back so that it ends in a cohesive unit. And because I wanted Sir Gawain to be sort of the hero, we don't end up with Modred and Arthur mutually killing each other. Arthur's about to kill Modred, and then he slips on something, and then Modred then takes advantage of that. He's about to kill Arthur, and then Gawain's from offstage, boom, he's shot in the head or in the neck or something with an arrow, and we see that it's Sir Gawain who has come to save the day. Arthur still is going to die, and they carry off his body, I believe, or he's in the process of dying, and so Gawain ends up the final hero. And he's sort of like, well, now we're going to have to start over again.